okay, our kid just parented themselves. All right, so the short answer is yes. Yes, you can raise good kids without religion. And honestly, it's 2025, so we have centuries of human data that shows really great success stories of parents with religion and great stories of parents without religion. So there's obviously something more involved than just being a part of one group or another. And that's honestly why the first section of my program, Post Religion Parenting, we do not talk about discussing religion, spirituality, or faith with your kids at all, because what you first need to do is understand how to effectively communicate, handle tantrums, conflicts, strong emotions coming from your kid before taking on the very sacred and important task of discussing religion, spirituality, and faith with them. So, what do we do? First thing that you need to do is just get clarity. I was actually hesitant to use the phrase good kid in the title because if 100 people read that title, Can You Raise a Good Kid Without Religion? You're likely going to have 80 different definitions of what a good kid is in the first place. And that's internal as well. You have people of the same religion who have conflicting ideas of what a good kid is. While the kids were young for us, we were essentially building our entire family boundaries, rules, structure, and expectations from scratch. So for me, a great way to get clarity was using these two questions. The first, do I actually care about this? And the second, is there more than one way to do this? A great example is my children using sir or ma'am when talking to adults. I had a friend who, for lack of a better phrase, lost her shit when she overheard her son not use ma'am to a woman in the restaurant. Although her response was a little intense for me, her explanation of, I want to ensure that my son is respectful to adults, that totally makes sense. For me, first question, is this important to me? Yeah, absolutely. I want my kids to be respectful, not only to adults, but to all humans in general. Two, is there another way to do this? Because I knew for myself, I was not going to be able to enforce consistently and effectively the rule of saying sir and ma'am to adults, because I truly don't believe that is what's going to get me the results I want, which is my kids respecting adults. I grew up in Texas. Everybody said sir and ma'am. And I am also young enough to remember that most of those kids could give two shits about the adults they were talking to. So the whole respect thing, I felt wasn't really going to be accomplished by enforcing that particular rule. And so we used different ways to get the result that we wanted, which was our kids being respectful to adults. Once you have clarity on the rules and situations and boundaries that you truly believe in and you can consistently implement as a parent, I want you to get excited. When you are building this family structure from the ground up and from scratch, you can spend time on really the things that are important rather than scripts. I know as a parent, there were several times that I was implementing a rule and it was causing me grief, causing annoyance for me. And I thought, do I really care about this? Is this absolutely detrimental to my child? No, it's not. So I'm not going to abide and hold on to this for just the sake of holding on to it. That's what outdated scripts end up doing for you, is it causes you to spend a lot of time and energy on things that are not actually getting you what you want. Bring your kids into it. There have been several times where our kids have, I wouldn't say told on themselves. And an example of this is our son. When he was younger, he watched Pokemon and Beyblading. And so something that's adjacent to those TV shows is Yu-Gi-Oh! And so we didn't really think anything of it, let him watch. And he came up to us one day and was like, you know what? I think I'm going to wait till I'm older to watch Yu-Gi-Oh! Because it kind of gave me some nightmares, and I don't think I'm ready to watch it. And we're sitting there like dumbfounded, like, okay, our kid just parented themselves essentially. But when you kind of put that vibe out in your family, like kids catch on to that. They understand like rules and boundaries that you're implementing are for their safety and for their benefit, and they can do that for themselves as well. Get excited, get clarity on what a good kid means to you, what a peaceful home means to you, and then build your structure based on that.